and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we are going to look at Beauty and Joy, which is a brand new stamp set which arrives on the 4th of September. So it's going to be in the new catalogue. If you would like a copy of the catalogue and you are in the UK, if you are in Austria, Germany, France or the Netherlands, then please get in touch and I'll be happy to post one out to you free of charge. It's full of all sorts of lovely stamps and papers and dies and all sorts of loveliness for the holiday season, which covers sort of autumn and winter and Christmas and everything in between. Now, as you know, I'm somebody who likes to use a stamp set all year round. This is absolutely beautiful. You've got May Your Day Bloom with Beauty and Joy. That will cover friend, anniversary, birthday, anything you really want. May your day bloom with beauty and joy. You've got Christmas, a joyful Christmas to you. And you've got for Thanksgiving if you're in the States, so thankful, or just for a friend if you're thankful for something that somebody's done. And these beautiful images. So we are going to make a nice bright summery card today because it's absolutely hammering it down. The weather has turned from summer into really sort of nasty weather and I fancy doing something a bit bright and cheerful. So what do we need? We need a standard card base wherever you are, whatever your standard card base is, and then a mat which is 1/4 of an inch smaller. I've chosen Melon Mambo because it's nice and bright. And then you need a card piece which is going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller, which that one isn't. So I need to just take that down a tad because that's a little bit too big. So let me just quickly do that with my trimmer. So I want it at over here. I'm going to do it at 5 1/4 by 3.5, and that works for me at 1/4 of an inch smaller. As I say, wherever you are, do your standard size, whatever size you need to do. So that is going to be our mat that is going to go in on there. Then we need 2 of the rectangles. Now, the ones that I use, so I can quickly show you, are the rectangle stitch framelets. And I have used what size is that one? That's that one. Okay, so I have used from the largest 1, 2, 3, 4th for the mat, and the 5th for the white piece inside. So the 4th and the 5th on there. Again, you can use whatever size you want. I just wanted to use those because I think it would work quite nicely. So that's what we need. Okay, so and the inks we're using: Soft Suede, Smoky Slate, Pear Pizzazz and Melon Mambo. Okay, so let's move some of these little bits and pieces out of the way. We are going to start with the white mat, and we need a piece of scratch paper to go in on there, and I'm just going to move these ink pads just a little bit out of the way because we don't want them all. We're using let me just put those just up out of the way so that they're not right in on my table. We're using the Pear Pizzazz. And we are going to take this lovely leaf here, which is really sort of a summery, springy sort of leaf colour, I think. So we're going to use that one. And we're going to create our own designer background. So let's just put this on here. I'm going to ink it up. And then we are just going to stamp it around the sides and the edges. It makes a really pretty background. You can do it all the way over the paper if you wanted to. This one I'm just doing around the edges because I know that I'm going to be, so I always get a terrible shine on where my lights are so bright, so I have to be a little bit cautious as I'm going round. Again, it's quite sort of random. You don't have to be overly precise on this. You just sort of bring it round. But I really love the way it gives that beautiful green foliage. So just put that one in the centre like that. And then you've got that all the way round. And that gives a really lovely background. I think we'll have it that way up because it's just a little bit more on there. So let me clean that. No, I'm not going to clean it because we're going to use it in a minute. And I'm just going to double check when I get my two pieces in that they're going to fit perfectly. Yes, they are. So I don't need to do any more on that. Okay, so that's that piece. We can put that to one side. And now we're going to take the little centre panel and we are going to we're going to start building it. So we're going to build it with this, this lovely vase, or sort of, I would call it a stone trough. It's probably not a technical name for it, but I think it looks like a one of those stone troughs. I am going to have to take this one off for now because I want to use that block, but I'm just going to put it there. So we're going to take this one. Photopolymer is lovely because you can actually see where it's going, because it's see-through, which is nice. And we are going to get the smoky slate now. So let's get the smoky slate out from here. And this, you will actually see from the stamp that there is a little white space there and a white space on the top. That's because it gives you the shadow. So it's not a solid image. And when you stamp it up for the first time, don't turn around and think, oh my goodness, there's a piece missing, because there isn't. It's designed to be like that. So at the bottom of this, we're going to put it in like that. Give it a nice press. And because it's solid, I always leave it on just a couple of seconds longer. Take it off and you can see that you do have the white space at the top and the white in the centre, but that's what gives it its shadow. And gives the lights and the dark, so it makes it look like a solid pot rather than a two-dimensional. It makes it look three-dimensional instead of two-dimensional is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm going to clean that one off because we don't want that one anymore. I'm just putting them on the lid for the moment. And then we are going to use, which I think is an absolutely beautiful piece, twisted branch. Or twisted base. I love when I go shopping in garden centres and things, I love these sort of twisted willow and things that you have. And this is just beautiful. So it's a little tiny piece. And we need, so I'm going to use a tiny block on it because then I can direct it better. And we're going to use the soft suede in this because I want it to be quite dark. And it's going against the rather nice melon mambo, which is a bright colour, so I can afford to have it in a darker brown. So we're going to ink that up. And then this, excuse my head because I need to try and get this going in on the centre, and I can't quite see where I'm going, but hopefully that'll be fine. Cameras and lights, there we go. And so we've got that in the centre, and you can see again you've got the light and the dark shading on the stamp, which, as I say, is just beautiful. I really do. I do like some of the new things that we do. I think they work just beautifully. Okay, so I can clean that one off, and then we're going to use that leaf image again, and this is going to go in. Just pop that one back in there. This one is going to go in over the top, and as you saw when I was stamping it round, there's a lovely little space, so it fits perfectly in there. So we'll go back to the Pear Pizzazz again, so it's all sort of toned in. Now you could obviously do your background in a different colour, but I quite liked the fact that it was going to tone up. And then I'm bringing it down to the bottom again because I want to make sure that I've got it as accurately as I can. Press that one down, pick it up, and you've got, as I say, this beautiful beautiful little image. As I say, I think it's just beautiful. As I say, I love some of the new ideas and things and stamps. When a new catalogue comes out, it's always very, oh, oops, my light's just gone clonk. Hold on a minute while I just move it back up. There we are. You can always tell that I shouldn't be moving things while I'm trying to stamp, but I just wanted to put that on there. Okay, so now we are going to take, there is a tiny weeny little flower, and this little flower is literally, it's a tiny weeny little one there. So we're going to use that on a small block, or the smallest blocks, the little A block, and we're going to take the Melon Mambo. And we're just going to ink up the little flower, and we are going to just sort of put it fairly sort of randomly about. So we'll have one there. We'll have one in the middle here, I think. We'll have one out over there. That's 3. Do I want any more than 3? I think 3's probably about right on that one, actually. I could take another 4, 5. Yeah, maybe. No, I'm going to keep it at 3 for this one. You can build it up and you can take it in whatever colours you want. But you now have a very pretty little flowering, I don't know, little flowering cherry maybe, little flowering, I don't know, any type of miniature little tree. You can take it in whatever colours you want, so you can coordinate it perfectly with the cardstock on the back. So I'm just going to put that out of the way that side this time. So it's not on my light. I have all my stamps, ink pads in on special little containers, shelves, things that were built for me a long time ago. So it's perfect for me to just grab them, but I do tend to get my light sometimes. Okay, so let's have a look at putting this away. I can move the scrap paper out of the way. So we've got our card base. We are going to put the Melon Mambo in on the bottom like this. So I'm just going to use a bit of wet glue for this. And I am going to finish this card off because, as I say, it's so pretty. I just wanted to just add, to finish it off completely. I know sometimes I don't sort of finish cards off, but as I say, I really love this one, and I'm going to be sending it fairly quickly. So, right, so we'll just put that in there and try and get that as level as we can. And then we're going to take our lovely piece that we've got, which is the card base that we've stamped on. And again, you know, you can do it for any season you want. You can variegate the leaves, but I thought it made just a beautiful touch. So let's just pop that in on there. Okay, and then we've got these two pieces. Oh, you know what I was going to do. I always manage to forget this. I got a nice little piece of twine, and I was going to put some of our linen thread down at the bottom. I might be able to do it in just a slightly different way. So these two pieces, I think I'm going to put. Shall I have them both up on dimensionals? What do we reckon? I think that might look quite nice, actually. So let's get my dimensionals out, and we want the large dimensionals for these ones. So let me get my large ones. Oh, there's one that's not. It's been used a bit more. So I'll just pop some dimensionals on here. Pop them in at the bottom. One in the centre, and then while I'm at it, I'll do this one as well. So we'll have one there, one there. Again, be careful with the dimensionals if you're posting. I recently got caught out. If I send a card across to the States, a single layer card will cost me £1.55. If I put 2 layers of dimensional on, it won't fit through the little slot, and it will cost me double that. So it'll cost me nearly £4, and that's what happened to me the other day. I had a card to send out to a friend in America, and it ended up costing me double for the sake of 4 5-dimensionals. So be aware of that if your postage is, as it is over here, is quite high. Now, I have stamped out, I was telling you about the May Your Day Bloom with Beauty, and I think I'm going to put that down in the corner. So I'm going to have this piece a little bit higher than I probably would have. So I'm going to take it to there, so it's got an even border around it, and put that in the centre. And then I'm going to put this one in on top. So let's just put that. I love the colour combination. I think Melon Mambo is such a beautiful bright colour and is perfect for those you know, bright cheery cards. I've taken all the dimensionals off of there. Yes, I have. So that's going to go in on the centre like that. I hope I've got it straight. As I say, on my camera it's a bit difficult to see. That might just be a little bit on the wonk, but never mind, I'll sort it out afterwards. And then we're going to put this one in on here, because that will work perfectly. So we want a dimensional just at the bottom here, because we don't want we want it to lie flat. So I'm just going to put whoops, don't need 2, 1 dimensional in the bottom like that, because then that will make it. Do I need 1? Oh, I might actually need a double one on this. So let's take that one off. The nice thing about dimensionals is you can build up the length. So I did need that second one, and we're going to put one on top of the other. So let's just carefully pop that one on top. So we've got, oops, we've got double height, and then that's going to go in like that on there. Yes, that's perfect. And then what I'm going to do is, I was going to do the twine, and I just fancied a little bit of twine on there as a bit of extra interest. So I might just sort of take it just across on the bottom like that maybe, and put that on there. Don't know, I'm going to play with that afterwards. I'm just going to put it on as it is for now, and then I can put that in. So that's going to go in the corner like that. I do need to put a little bit of glue on the top of this bit so that then it doesn't wobble around. So if you put glue on the top and then the dimensional on the bottom, then you can put that in just in the corner like that, just so that it's on there. Put that piece down on there, and then it sticks out at a beautiful angle. So even though I've just put this on just slightly at a skew, I will take it off and straighten it up afterwards. I think it makes an absolutely beautiful card. I love the background on there, and something which, as I say, not just for Christmas. So using this beautiful one here, these little pieces here, you can make a lovely card. So Beauty and Joy, available 4th of September. And I will be doing more of this over time. So thank you so much for watching me. Do look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.